Henuo. This is Timothy Bishop. Without the O. It's just Timothy, T-I-M-T-H-Y. Start over. You know what? Don't start over. I'm leaving that in. Screw it, man. Because we're crazy. Alright, so welcome back to Zelda Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild. Actually, sorry to say, I'm post-commentating this one. Because I did it again with the stereo mix thing. I needed to get the Koopa sound effect for my what counter over on Investigations, and when I went to grab it, turned it over to stereo mix, you know, just to do a little 3-second project, and when you know it, I forgot to turn it back, so there it is. So there's not too many Koroks here on Death Mountain, so I figured that the ones that there were here, I might as well go ahead and get them. So that's basically what we're doing right now. This balloon is a bit of an erratic pattern here. I get a pretty lucky shot. I think it's the second shot I get him. Oh! Oh man, that's so good. So gratifying to watch. I still don't get why these Koroks are living out here amongst all this lava. I mean, if the air is literally burning, it's like, what? It burns the wood too. Okay, what am I doing here? Yeah, I tried to like... Yeah, it's tricky because whenever this happens, when I don't commentate, or when I forget to record the commentary, or when it's not that I forget to record it, I just record it in the wrong form, I basically go back and watch the video first, and go ahead and figure out what I'm going to edit out, so that way when I redo the commentary, I'm not sitting there through all the loading screens and everything that I would have normally cut out anyway. Yeah, that guy was spitting at me, and I was like, who the hell is that spitting at me? So I looked down there, and then I talked smack to him for a few minutes, and then continued on my way. Like any normal person would do. There's quite a bit of mining up here, too, so I definitely took advantage of that. The opals. Pineapple smells. What in the world is a pineapple smell, anyway? I thought smell was a verb. Anyway. Maybe it's just one of those desperate attempts to make people's mouths water by using words where they don't belong. Like flaky. Ugh, that gets on my misophonia when people talk about stuff being flaky, like biscuits. It's something about that letter K, you know? It's like it's supposed to crunch like the letter K in your mouth or something. It's like, ugh, ugh, you know? It's the same thing with fish, you know, flaky fish. The flaky, the kiki, you know, I don't know. So throw the rock down. I was kind of hoping it would land right in the circle, you know, when it landed, but it didn't do that. They never do. I mean, what are the odds of that anyway? Red embers flying everywhere. Can't help but see it all, man. See it all from your rear view window here. So here comes our first cut. Bye-bye. So I kind of basically just wandered back to the main path here. I figured I wanted to try to stay on the ground for most of this. And I finally started pulling out my, you know, elemental weapons, actually use them properly. Because I sure as heck wasn't doing that before with the ice ones. Like, there's just one shot of them with my fire weapons, and I was sitting there just beating them up with a master sword. Like, what the heck are you doing, dude? I also do a little bit less of this, like, swinging like crazy, just because I'm... You know, like, normally I see a monster, I run up to it and I start swinging, you know? But here, I kind of found myself waiting a little bit for them to finish jumping around and then just swing one time at the right moment and just knock him off. Looks like we get another, making the Igneous Tallow here. Another Kylo Ren, boy, I tell ya. Freaking Kylo Ren. You gotta be kidding me. So I was about to shoot him with the ice arrow, and then at the last second I changed my mind and decided that then I had to get away, so that's why I got hit there. I changed my mind and thought I want to try a Urbosa's Fury on it. Because I've heard that some of these actually get one-shotted by it. This one didn't, but it did get stunned, which I didn't know was going to happen. So I kind of ran away, just waiting to see what would happen, and I thought, oh wait, he's stunned, so I ran up to him. Oh, and this is where these cobble breakers, or whatever you call these things, really come in handy, because look at the damage this thing does. Oh, 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 oh. Where's a Craigasm when you need it, man, I tell you. So, he's dead. He's dead, and there will be another one. There is actually another one in this video that we fight. And I think we beat that one even faster. But, well, something funny happens, and then I beat him. Wait, we have another cut here? Yes, we do. Hodge. Is that what that said? I couldn't quite read it. Okay, this was the... Yeah, I had a bit of a tricky time finding this one because I didn't have the right peninsula or the right dick. I wasn't standing on the right dick. So, oh well. Okay, why didn't I cut this? You're climbing slow, dude. You're climbing slow. There he is. Thankfully, a pretty easy one. Yahaha IRL, boy, I tell you. There's like an entire Reddit voted to that now. People take pictures of real-life places where it looks like there would be a Korok, and it's posted on Yahaha _ IRL. It's pretty funny. I took a picture like that at the park because there was one place that kind of looked like the flowers that go in a big circle, and that lady freaks out. I'm like, huh, hope she's nowhere nearby. I don't think anybody got the joke, though. Well, that's because I posted it on Reddit. I'm sure if I posted it on Twitter, you guys would have gotten it. But hey, you know. Whatever. That was another one. Once again, not swinging the sword until they come up to you. Boom, just like that. All it takes is one shot. I mean, you just gotta wait for the right chance.
Rivali's gale is now
You go swinging around, you leave yourself open, and then they just come in and kick you in the butt. Or in the head. Or in the butt head. It actually just so happens I'm recording this like a day before, well, 2 days before I take off for PAX, so that's fun. It's the last con of the season. And then we got 4 months of pure, well, fall. I mean, I guess there will be a trip to Atlanta, but still. At least it'll be a couple months there where I can kind of get ahead on videos and stuff. Usually I record further ahead than I've been recording. I don't mind that so much, though, because at least it gives me a chance to acknowledge some of the comments rather than not being able to, because whatever. Because I don't see them until like 2 weeks later or whatever. What was I doing here? Oh yeah, I'm starting to wander off towards like that Lionel area, but there's a Korok right there in those cracks I want to get. So once we go and get that, we're pretty much done here. Then we can advance the story. For a change. I mean, good Lord knows, man, all that time I was up in those mountains, just endlessly scouring around for any side quest stuff that I could find. Oh, yeah, bombable wall. Gotta love those. Why is it so gratifying to look at those? I mean, it's not like they're aesthetically pleasant. It's just that knowledge that there's something waiting for you back there. You don't know what it is, but it's gonna be there. So bomb it already, jeez. Just in there, I tell you. Boo 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 boo. Yep. I tell you, man, there's just so many of those. I think most of us, when we first heard that there were going to be 900 of those, we were like, oh, you gotta be kidding me, there's no way anybody's gonna find all those. But now, I can't imagine it being any less than that. Like, if it was only 300, it feels like that would be too easy. But then again, I guess I gotta fill that time with something. Whoa. Yeah, this guy's fire breath lasts quite a while. I'm not sure what he's been eating. Oh, this guy. Ugh. As long as you keep your shield up, it's not too bad, but it kind of goes around the shield anyway. At least that's what it looks like anyway. I mean, I don't know. And so I kind of just kept running towards this tunnel here, thinking, hey, where does this go? This looks cool, because it does look cool. But the next thing you know, you realize you're there. You're basically back in that north area. And if you just keep going, you'd have some Lionels waiting for you, but now we got something a little worse than Lionels to worry about right now. At least as far as the population is concerned. I mean, they don't care about the Lionels at all. None of the NPCs do. Or maybe some of them do. But it's like they worry so much about, you know, other stuff like the champion stuff. The champion stuff. Dear God. Can you even remotely try to think about what you're saying? The Divine Beasts, not the champion stuff. Oh, I tell you. Hashtag champion stuff. Fireproof elixirs, I don't need those no more. But thanks anyway. I mean, I could have used them before. But, Daruk, huh? Oh, yeah. I went through this a little slow because I was probably reading the text before. It's harder to read it from where I'm sitting now because I'm just watching it on this tiny little Sony Vegas preview screen, whereas before, I was watching it on a 42-inch TV. It's a little harder to get immersed this way. So you'll have to excuse that. But we do have a cutscene coming up here. Another memory. So eventually I'd like to go back and get all those. That won't be too hard either. Those are pretty easy to... Well, I mean, I don't know. No offense. Well, I shouldn't say that because, like, people might be out there looking for them. Like, where the hell are these things? I'm gonna go ahead and shut up here so Daruk can do his voice acting thing.
Yeah! I think I'm finally getting the hang of controlling this Divine Beast. I tell you what, sure is a blast piloting a toy like this around. Let those other champions know. They better eat their gravel if they want to keep up with Daruk. Speaking of which, can you believe this view? Just look at all those delectable rocks sprinkled on those mountains. Mighty tasty. I may not know a whole lot about this Calamity Ganon thing, but mark my words, I'll protect this land of ours to the death. Right, little guy? Hey, by the way, congrats on becoming the princess's appointed knight. That's a really big deal. Protecting the king's daughter. No pressure. Seriously, though, the princess is a strong personality. So strong, she can't quite see the range for the peaks. Remember that, and you'll be fine. Huh? What the? So what was I saying? That was a little strange. As far as I know, Death Mountain has been quiet for decades. But if the mountain is shivering enough to send down a bunch of boulders that size, then never mind. Forget I said anything.
And there it is. What's gotten into you? Highways sure are strange. Anyway, Yunobo is actually a descendant of the Great Daruk. Wait a minute. I'm not supposed to be reading my own text. Oh man. Well, there it is, your first preview of Daruk's protection, which is the fourth, whatever it is, power. And by far probably the most useless, really. Maybe not, I don't know, it's iffy. I guess when it comes, you know, you're fighting those Lionels, it can come in handy sometimes. Because it does also kind of stun the enemy a little bit, if they hit it, or like if they hit it instead of you. And that can help, but they just like end up wasting it. But that's okay, because if you use it up, that means you get to hear Daruk's voice more often when he says, "Daruk's protection is ready to roll," or whatever he says. It's really cool. Ah, and we're off. Off to see the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Oh yeah, decided to take a minecart. I mean, why not, right? How often do you really get a chance to ride these minecarts? I wish there were more of these in the game. I love this little mechanic. Boom! Well, that was a short ride. Jeez. Forget it, no more beaming! This time I'll walk! Jeez. Okay, so here we are, the hot springs. Nice little place to jump in and fix up your heart. Bloop. 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 Yeah, I remember watching this over, like, what in the world am I gonna say on this part? Just read the dialogue again or something. I don't know. Yeah, to see Mondo and DAQA hanging out in a place like this, boy, I tell you. Those guys are crazy. Of course, they were more in, like, a steam room, I guess. I don't know the science of that. Like, I mean, I know boiling water is probably a little worse than steam is, but I don't know. Steam burns are pretty nasty, though. Even just coming off a tiny little TV dinner when you pull the film off. And the steam hits your hands and you're like, duh! Dang it. Too many degrees, man. Yeah, and then this kid next to him, he has a side quest for you. And, like, he wasn't there before. I guess he just shows up at a certain time, but whatever. Anyway, I found him, so... because I knew he was there. This side quest, somehow, I just ended up finding it by total accident. You basically, you climb up the mountain, and there's like a bombable wall somewhere up there. And there's a drill shaft inside of it, and that's his treasure. So that's pretty cool. Oh, more minecarts? Don't mind if I do. That always feels nice, kind of like you're putting the world back together, you know? So maybe it's more like an amusement park, but you're putting it together. Bashing! Now we're gonna need more speed on this thing. There we go. Maybe some more? Maybe not. Okay, that ride was a little longer. What is it? I hear something. There's something vibrating. Is that over there? Yeah, I think it's my fan. Anyway, what? Who cares? Oh yeah, I guess there is a shrine here too. How in the world? I didn't see that. It's a good thing my past self did. Stalled flight, yeah. This might just be the shortest shrine in the whole game, actually. See, the block gets knocked up and connects to the electricity, but only for a moment. So my first thought was, well, stop it there while the electricity's connected, and then it opens the door. But wait, what door? I don't see no door around here. Then eventually I figured out you wanted to get on top of the block before you stopped it, so... you just strike the ceiling spike with a skyward strike. So much... and that's it right there, that's all you do. There is a treasure I missed in here, though, because I checked the map right here, I think. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, there's no treasure chest symbol. So, I completed my mandatory walk behind the thing, and then just took a look out again. But I didn't spot anything, except for something up there. Oh, that. Oops. Oh, forget it, Link, you're locked in here for good. Better get used to it. Okay, where am I going? Oh, is this the part where I go to the lake? More like a lava cake, am I right? No, that's okay. I might end up eating a lava cake this weekend if we go to the Cheesecake Factory. There's one right on the corner across from the convention center, and it's always, like, basically backed up out the door. And so there's this pool here, and apparently you just have to push a boulder into it. See, this is the kind of editing I like right here. You just get to the point, you know? Push the boulder into the pool. That's what you do. You get the Korok, you know? There's not all this immediate, like... I mean, okay, I guess the 15-minute fail montage was kind of funny, but still, though. Still, man. You can only take so much of that, man. And then this is basically the lake right here. It's a big one. I don't think I'd want to be swimming in that. I forget what exactly... I think there was one more Korok over here, but I forget. There is a talus. Yeah, there is one. It's over there. Yeah, so this was another one of those. When I first saw it, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to squeeze it in between there again. But I found that if you come from above rather than below or straight on, it seems to fit itself in there a little better. Yeah, see there? So, just a thought. Just a THOT. Alright. Alright, stop doing that. I don't know what that is. Every time I do that, I think of this one guy's farting video. Which, he took the videos down, which is sad, but he had like these 2 farts in a row. And they both basically were like... like across 2 octaves of butt. Seriously, it's ridiculous, man. Well, here's the other Talos we're looking at here. And he's about to knock me into the lava, and it's gonna be funny. Better shoot. Oh, no. Yeah, that's right. I think that's why I always do that, though, because I always think of that when I think of it. Alright, remember how I said I was going to beat this guy even faster than the first one? Well, behold. Power of the Stone Smasher. They don't call it the Stone Smasher for nothing. Look at those topaz just flying off of him. Oh, almost went in the lava again there. I kind of wonder what would have happened if I had, because he was like into the dying animation. Would he have come back to life, I wonder? It's interesting to think about. Well, it's not that interesting, but it's just one of those small mysteries. So at this point, I'm heading back towards the bridge now, I believe. Just basically getting back on the story here. I mean, I can't believe we're already on our 4th dungeon here. This is kind of crazy. Oh yeah, then we have to fight these guys. I guess shooting a guy with an ice arrow triggers cutscenes now. Maybe it's just because I made my presence known, I don't know. Oh yeah, I cut out this fight because it was just dumb. I did a lot of stupid crap. Besides, you've seen me fight moblins before. I don't know what I was doing wasting that Guardian Axe on them with a 74 attack power. Should save that for bigger things, man. Thanks for saving me. Save if it's worth saving me. I don't know why I'm singing Nickelback over here. I really don't. I mean, are we that hard up for material here that we have to be singing stuff like that? I don't know, though. He said it in the dialogue, and it made me think of that video, which the video is actually pretty cool. I'm surprised there's not, like, a movie based on that. There kind of is. There's a movie called In Time, which is actually really good. It's one of my faves. It's right up there with, like, Deja Vu with Denzel Washington. As far as some of the greatest... Well, I just don't see that many movies these days, man. I always wondered, you know, how I would have done as a movie reviewer on YouTube. It's funny because I could always try, you know, even just 1 or 2, just to see how it works out. See what people think. But then again, you know, it's like I said, it's one of the things I've always told people, or told people in the past, was if you make a YouTube channel, stick to what you started doing, you know, don't start out doing one thing and then change it up. Like, if you have ideas for other things to do, then sure, but then make a different channel for that. I may still do that, though. I could call it NintendoCapriSun. There's like the Cinema Sins channel now, and then somebody made Cinema Wins. And I don't know if they're affiliated in any way. I'd be kind of surprised if they weren't, to be honest. So then I've always kind of wondered, is there like a similar thing for video games, or a Video Game Sins channel? I mean, well, there is. There's like that one guy that does like 64 things wrong with whatever. But is there like a Video Game Wins channel? Because I know I was talking about that whole thing about doing the antagonist and all. Doing reviews as the antagonist. But I guess, like, you can always do stuff like defend games that people really hate. But then I guess Gerard's already done that with Defend It. It's kind of tricky, you know, all the good ideas have just kind of been done already. Maybe that's why YouTube is so obsolete these days. I don't know. It's definitely, especially in the last year, really kind of been on a downslide. I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't want me saying that about them, but they'd be like, hey, no, we're going to give you limited ads on these videos if you talk smack about us. But you know what? Nintendo's going to claim it anyway because it has a cutscene in it, so let Nintendo have the limited ads. How about that? Let's pit the two against each other. Oh, I guess it's apple eating time. Yeah, I tried to walk away at this after this cutscene, you know? Now that he's following me, though, it won't let you. I mean, it'll let you, but you have to, like, abandon the mission. So, but I wanted to go and, like, make some food and stuff. So I'd be more prepared for this. But as it turns out, we'll be okay. Besides, once we unlock the dungeon, we can just do it then. Let me just warp back to the dungeon. This is a weird-looking Divine Beast, though. Probably the weirdest of the 4. Because I'm not entirely sure what it's supposed... I mean, I guess it's supposed to be a lizard. But man, it sure looks weird, though. Plus, the gimmick of the dungeon is very similar to the gimmick of the camel dungeon. Except a lot less complicated. So, there's that, but... Anyway, I thought the lizard dungeon, honestly, was the easiest of the 4, so... That's one thing to look forward to when we get to that dungeon. I'll probably finish it in like 15 minutes. I don't actually remember how long it took to do the others. Well, the water dungeon's easy once you know how to do it. The camel dungeon is honestly probably the hardest, though. And most of that is because of the boss, but, you know. Anyway, yeah, I guess we're working out what signal we're going to use to communicate with each other here. So he's like, what's it going to be? And I'm like, a whistle. A wink, though. I think a wink would be pretty cool. Have the camera zoom in on Link's face and then stop. Then it just goes ding, like Sunny and iRobot. And then the Goron's like, okay, I gotcha. Let me wink back at you so you know that I got your signal. And then you wink at me to let me know that you know that I know that you got my signal. Or something. It reminds me of that Face Off review. That Honest Trailers Face Off. That was pretty good. They just put that up today. I remember seeing Face Off in the theaters when it came out. That was when I went to the theaters all the time, man. 1997 was like... I think 97 and 2002 were like my biggest years for going to see movies. I guess I went and saw a lot in 2003 too, though. So those early 2000s. I mean, I guess I went a lot in 2004 now that I think about it. Of course, that was when I had opinions to do my movie reviews, and now I don't really have that anymore. I don't really have an outlet to talk about my movie opinions anymore. And of course, I don't really have that many movie opinions to have. There's so many movies I haven't seen. So many that I want to see, too. Like, I still haven't seen that latest one from Shyamalan. It's like a 5-letter word, like Swift or Switch or something. Sure, I might think of it. Anyway, whatever. It is what it is. You know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about, you do. If you don't, doesn't matter. Poops were the far. Let's talk about something else. But yeah, people are saying that's actually not bad. Which is weird, because Shyamalan is like that one guy that people seem to, at least for a long time, they seemed to love to hate him. Like they thought, oh, he got lucky with The Sixth Sense, and then Unbreakable was okay, but after that he just kind of fell apart, you know. Oh, that's what they say about everybody, though. Hell, look at the music scene. I probably talked about that before, though, too, you know. It's like, I honestly can't think of a band who's, if you went to their videos today, their most recent ones, that there's not like a whole bunch of comments saying, you know, give me the Red Hot Chili Peppers from the 1990s, or give me the old, bring back the old Silverchair, you know, or it's like, bring back the old Foo Fighters, or whatever, you know. And it's like, I can't even really tell that much of a difference, like, especially Foo Fighters, I can hardly tell a difference between their current music and their past music. It all sounds the same to me. A lot of it is really because of them that I started to think in my head that maybe more of why I like the old stuff is because it brings back memories. Whereas the new stuff's not going to do that. But oh well. He's dizzy. He's so silly. He's a bit silly for a Goron. I think Gorons were always pretty silly to begin with. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I ran into a couple of bumps on this second encounter here with stuff like despawning. So I really should have let him follow me further. In fact, I don't actually remember whistling here. I think he just kind of stayed back on his own here. So I saw this guy and I was like, okay. Well, no, this one was okay, because all you gotta do is climb up and grab the metal blocks and hit him with it. The metal blocks, not the metal block. Boy, look at the size of those things, too. I could have used blocks that big on Eventide, boy, I tell you. Yeah, you're just gonna bump into him and then crash. No big deal. So that one's a little further away, though, so... Oh, man. I can't believe I haven't talked more about the trip. Usually when I have a trip coming up, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and so-and-so said this, and whatever. You know, somebody told me, like, about Con Bravo, that there was, like, a girl who had met me at Con Bravo last year, and according to them, she, like, couldn't get over it or something. And so the whole time at Con Bravo, I kept wondering if this girl was gonna come up to me, you know, and say, hey. But, yeah, no one ever admitted to any such thing, and I even told a few of them about it, the ones that I thought it might be. But, whoever it was, I guess we'll never know, because, whatever. What am I doing with this box? Jeez, seriously, dude. It's a good thing I had something to talk about. Oh, this is the one right here, where you have to block it with these doors, or these rails, or whatever. Of course, the problem is you have to pick it up from over there to do it. Once I figured that out, I had to put it back down and jump over there. But then once I get over there, I try to reach for it, and I can't reach it, so I have to come back down and move it closer, and I ended up cutting that out, but here it is. Here it is for your viewing pleasure. So that's why there's a cut here. See, I couldn't reach it, so I moved it, then I was able to reach it. And of course, notice how I'm holding it right now, like vertically from myself. That's the way you want to do it. So I got it up here, and it's kind of hard to tell, but it is blocking the light. So then I thought, okay, we're good to go. So I ran back to get Yunobo, not Yunobu, not Makuru. Oh yeah, I came back here and the door despawned, so I set it back up, and that's why there's a cut there, so... It's lovely being able to explain every cut, you know, with the commentary and post-mortem. Post-mortem, good lord. Yeah, I don't know what that sound is I keep hearing. It sounds like somebody doing, like, with their fingernails, like that, but it's, like, over in the other side of the room. I don't know what that is, man. Okay, so how bad did this fight go? Well, not bad so far. Yeah, at this point I started looking through my weapons, like, do I have any electric weapons left? No, I guess I don't. And then I realized I did. I'm like, okay, here we go. Then I was like, screw it, let's just get the Master Sword and start hacking away here. You know, hacking and slashing, boy. Playing Diablo 2 over here. Might as well be. I still remember a long time ago when Mary was still with Joe, my sister that is, with her first husband. He was way into those, like, Diablo 2, Baldur's Gate, those kind of games. He was always trying to get me into them too. And sometimes I kind of wish that I had spent more time trying those out, because I did try them out. And they were pretty cool. I don't remember actually how much time I spent on some of those, because I might have spent, like, at least 30 or 40 hours on some of them and not remember it. I don't know. But I remember one night when I had to leave for work and he was talking to some NPC in one of the games about, oh, there used to be a mailbox here and there isn't. Strange, or something. And then I went around and talked about it on a tape on the way to work about what that NPC was saying. It's just one of those memories you kind of wish you could just go back to and just be stuck reliving that night for like a week or something. Because just the whole atmosphere of everything. Because, like, when someone's playing a video game and you have to leave the house, the whole time that you're out there, you're thinking about how nice it must be to be that other person. To be back at the house still playing the game. Okay. So I came up here to shoot these guys. I ended up using ancient arrows on them. Because nothing else really did any damage, and bomb arrows, not exactly an option out here, so... But then I ended up wasting my other 2 ancient arrows trying to hit this guy. Never did. But it turns out to be okay. I kind of quickly jumped, well, I thought I quickly jumped into action here. No, apparently I went back to the shock arrows. But as you can see, they do very little damage. So I decided, well, screw that mess. I'm gonna just walk past him. Hey, Mr. Goro, hope you're into stealth. I know it's hard to be stealthy when you're, Goron. But yeah, we just kind of ran past. Shh, be quiet. Don't get caught in the updraft. There you go. See? That's not so bad. Oh, man. There's a big rock over there. I'm not sure why that was there. Thankfully, there are no core. Oh, that was a lizard. I just missed a lizard. How did I see that on that tiny little screen? Just now, but my big self on the TV, my past self didn't see it. I think my past self actually did see it, but because he was running, it's too late. Because once the lizards start running, there's no stopping them. So you think in your head, well, I might as well keep running and maybe run into them, maybe catch up with them. You know you won't. But it doesn't stop you from trying. If you know the lizard's gonna not stop running, then, well, you're not gonna stop running either. Ah, there's our weapon of choice. It's funny, with this being the last set of whatever you call those things, you know that it would actually be one of the easiest. All I gotta do is just magnesis them to death. Turns out to be pretty easy. I'm just like upset. I always have to check that, even if I already know I'm on the right room. I always have to check it anyway. Just out of habit. Oh, oops. I'm sorry, did I break your concentration? And you next. Nice. There's really no depth perception there, you kind of have to wing it a little bit, but it's not too bad. Somehow I missed the one back at the beginning. So how does that even happen? Alright. Alright, where are you, Mr. Goron? It's time to go. It's time to barf. I don't know how Link has survived. Oh yeah, I stopped here because I looked in the background and you could see Terrytown from here. Oh, where... Yeah, that's it right there, isn't it? That's not... That is Terrytown, right? Pretty sure. You can see Tingle Islands off behind it. It's amazing how much you can see in this game from where you are. And to think, you know, I've been there. That's so cool. It's not like flying a plane where you just look straight down and it's like, oh, farm field. I do that all the time too, though. Like, I could be in a plane looking down at farm fields and wondering, like, what if I was standing right there? Like, what would it look like? And you already know what it would look like, but you still, like, I don't know. Like, how pretty would it be? I'd be all by myself, nobody would know where I was. Why is that so appealing to think about things like that, I wonder? I guess we'll never know. Oh yeah, yeah, Revolta's Fury, by far, is the way to go with these guys. Oops. See, with nothing. Hit him with your fists. I'm surprised that's not an option in this game already, for Link just to go full monk on those guys. Hit him with his fists. Does Link ever do that in any of the Zelda games, like fight with his fists, I wonder? Probably does it in the cartoons. Oh, yeah, he's ready to go. He's jumping right in. Hey, for once I decided to turn the thing and put the bomb in at the same time, and then of course I missed the bomb drop. Final blow, let's do it. I don't know what I was waiting for there. Just anticipating my own victory, I suppose. I'm not sure what they're actually doing when they fight this thing. Like, are they just trying to scare it back into the crater, I guess? Whew. I'm not sure how exactly hitting something calms it down. You would think that would further enrage it, but... He's like, okay, screw this noise, I'm back in the crater. Also, Death Mountain Explosion. Last time we saw that was
so
Ocarina of
cool.
Time, I believe.
You really put a licking on that thing, Link. It's time.
And it was very cool then too.
This is our big
In fact, I'd say that's one of the few things that's probably cooler in that game than it is in this one. Well, there's a lot of things that are cooler in that game. I would still say the dungeons are probably cooler. Like the Forest Temple and all. I mean, the dungeons are cool in this game, don't get me wrong, and I understand why they did it, and they do fit with the context of the story. That they're like ancient, so they were built a long time ago and they all look the same, and things like that. But still, like, up against the Forest Temple, it's very hard to compete with something like that. Of course, you can't always compare everything to that, otherwise you'll always be disappointed. Just think about that Misery Mire dungeon in Link to the Past, holy crap.
Hey, little guy. Long time no see. I always knew you'd come back. You know, I never stopped believing in you. You're here to take control of old Rudania back from Ganon, eh? You're gonna need a map that shows the guts of this place. You can grab the info from the guidance stone over there. Now get a move on.
That may or may not have just been a reference to Navi flying through the fence, I don't know. But it reminds me of Panic Room, actually. There's like a camera shot that goes into the keyhole and then back out again or something. As they break into the house and they're showing you around through all the rooms in the house and the camera goes through the handle of a coffee pot lid or something. It's like, how the heck did they do that? I don't know. I can only imagine. When it comes to fancy Jodie Foster movie shots, though, there's one in Contact that completely blows my mind, where the camera's in front of her, and she's running towards the camera, and then at the last second the camera pulls away from a mirror, like it was looking at a mirror the whole time, but it couldn't have been, because you would have seen the camera in the mirror because it's facing her head on. And it's like, what? Like, how did they do that? I don't know. Oh, this is the food I cooked, by the way. I left the dungeon and went back to Terrytown to cook some food, because what better place to cook food than Terrytown? Anyway, this is pretty much the end of the video here, so next time on Breath of the Wild, we take on the fourth and final Divine Beast. Up there. And it's gonna be awesome. Why am I still standing here? Bomb.